Hey there, my quilty friends. It's Jen from the Little Shop of Stitches, coming on here just for a couple of minutes to talk to you a little bit about scrappy quilts. Now, for some of you, I have heard from my quilty friends that you love scrappy quilts. You love the look of scrappy quilts. You love saving all of your little pieces. And for some of you, that is right up your alley. For some of you, scrappy quilts is outside of your wheelhouse just a little bit. So I have a couple of things to show you today that might help you a little bit, whether you are very enthusiastic about scrap quilts and you're ready to start getting those little pieces sewn into projects, or whether you want to talk a little bit about unscrappy quilts or controlled scrappy. So the first thing that I wanted to talk to you a little bit is actually the quilt that's hanging back behind me. This is from Sassafras Lane. It is called Bourbon Street, and you can see it's the exact same pattern as the quilt that's hanging back behind me. Now, the one back behind me is truly scrappy. We've got all different kinds of colors of batiks going on here. Notice the picture on the front of the pattern for Bourbon Street is more of a controlled scrappy. So yes, we've got some different colors, but notice but that red orange is kind of repeated in there, and it's more of a thoughtful process. This is kind of use whatever comes to your fingers. This is more of a think it out kind of thing. So this is one way you can think about scrappy quilts. You can use every little bit, or you can control it just a little bit. Let's look at another one. So this is a brand new pattern. This is a Symposium exclusive pattern from Karen Montgomery. This is called the Crazier Eights Wreath. Now, I love this one, number one, because you can make this particular wall hanging in every season of the year, for every month of the year, if that's what you want to do. But it utilizes your itty bitty little scraps. So I'll get this closer so you can see. So this is a Halloween version of the Crazier Eights Wreath, and all of those little itty bitty pieces are Halloween scraps. So you're utilizing what you already have. Now, it does use the Creative Grids Crazier Eights template set. Let's take a look at that right here. This is also designed by Karen Montgomery. She has a number of different sets. So this will make an 8-inch block. As you see, there are directions inside of here on how to do this. So if you want to start just with the template set, if the wreath was not your thing, you can simply go with your scraps in a block, an 8-inch block, and you can put it together with something that looks like this. But again, you're using up some of those little pieces that you already have and turning it into something beautiful. Now, the Crazier Eights template set that we just took a look at goes along with a companion book that Karen Montgomery has put out there. And this is a way for you to utilize that template set. So if you invest in that ruler, if you invest in the template set, you want to be able to do more than just one thing with it. Well, that's exactly what this playbook does. There are multiple different quilt designs that you can use that same template set and use up some of your smaller pieces. Now, the other thing that I want you to notice is that some of them are completely scrappy. So this one is all different kinds of colors. It's a little more controlled because we've got just the white background, but then we've got some that are not quite so scrappy. So you can do it either way. You can go completely scrappy, or you can go controlled scrappy. This is the Crazier Eights playbook. And again, it uses that Crazier Eights template set. I've got a couple other things for you to take a look at. And again, some of you are all about the scrap quilts. You're all excited. For some of you, you're not so sure. Some of you maybe don't want the scrap quilts, but you still want to use up those little itty bitty pieces. That's what this book is really good for. So it does some sewing craft kinds of things. So you can make pencil holders. You make this fun little chicken that's on the back. Here's a couple of little more things. There's a little plant holder. There's a table runner. So some fun things for you to make with your smaller pieces. There are 20 different projects inside this particular book. So it's a way for you to use your scraps, but maybe if this is not your thing, you can do something else with it. This next item is one that I highly recommend to any sort of quilter, whether you're a beginning quilter, an intermediate kind of quilter, or an advanced quilter. The Quilter's Scrap Pantry is a book that does two things. Number one, it teaches you various ways that you can actually go through and organize your scraps. So instead of just throwing everything into one bin or one drawer, you can actually make it usable pieces, and that's what this does. The second thing that it does is because there are also some quilt patterns inside of here for you to be able to use those pieces and turn them into something pretty. So this one does multiple things. This is the Quilter's Scrap Pantry. And then for those of you who love your itty bitty pieces, and for those of you who love paper piecing, I think this one is so much fun. This is sewing scrap blocks with character. So they're all different blocks that are paper pieced. The directions for paper piecing are right inside of here. Now these are a little more intermediate blocks. So if you've never done paper piecing before, this may not be the first introduction to paper piecing you want to go, because some of these little pieces are pretty darn tiny. But if you have done some paper piecing before and you have a little bit of a whimsical side to you, as well as a few scraps laying around, this one might be good for you. This is sewing scrap blocks with character. Now, all of these books, these patterns, these template sets that we talked about today, all of these can be found on the Little Shop of Stitches website, also on the Little Shop of Stitches app. It is a free download to your phone or your tablet, and you can peruse through all of these and more. But it is time, my friends, it is time to get out those little itty bitty pieces and turn them into something pretty. So I look forward to seeing your projects. And between now and the next time I get to see you, go wash your hands and sew something.